Jyoti Magnus. I know Menka Soni through pageantry, and I met her and I have experienced firsthand of what a gem of a person she is. I have seen her how down to earth and humble she is, and helping everybody to just grow. And I think I'm the privileged one to now call her extended family. And it's my honor to support Menka during this wonderful time where she is part of this wonderful contribution. She truly deserves this. So let's get together and definitely vote for Menka, who is not only spreading the word of love through Feed the Need program. She is actively involved in survivors of domestic violence. She's also helping the entire teens and Mrs. Universe candidates to come up and show up for pageantry. So I think this is what the community leaders should be, and I really, really, really support Menka and wish her good luck. Thank you.
Who don't know me, I'm Anuj Reddy. This is Shri, my wife. So thank you all for coming this evening for Menka Soni's campaign weekend. So we have known Menka ji for over a decade. I believe it's close to 15 years we have known Menka ji, who's been doing outstanding community service. And now she's stepping up to take more responsible role, contesting for Redmond City Council position number 6. She needs our support more than ever. So this is a time I know she needs our support. When we all can call our family and friends who live in Redmond who can vote for her and share it on the social media as much as you can. And last but not least, open your wallets, contribute to her campaign. So, we'd like to felicitate Menka ji for choosing her. It's a great honor for us to start her campaign with us here today.
I have a trophy in my hand. This is my victory trophy. To have this support, Anuj and Jay, this itself is my victory. And having everybody coming and sitting here, leaving everything else in the world to support me is a victory. Thank you for opening doors of Aroma. And there is an aroma of friendship. There is an aroma of warmth, love, care, and most important, that you are supporting me. So I think starting from there itself, I will say, I'm starting and putting my best foot forward with the support of friends and family and everybody else who has joined. So thank you so much, Manu. Thank you so much. It's truly an honor to be here. For me, when I just started with an election campaign, actually all of you have already seen what I am going through, but the first week after signing itself was so overwhelming. Like I signed up on a Monday morning, 8 a.m. And that's the beginning of when people can actually apply for their candidacy. Right after that, everything was like a roller coaster ride to me, and even before I could understand, things were happening. Right at that moment, there was one day I got a call from Anuj and he said, Menka, I'm going to host your campaign, fundraising at my restaurant. Just do it. And I felt, yes. Because this is what we really need. Because when any candidate is going through this process, there is a lot that happens. It's like, you get overwhelmed, you get surrounded by different kind of thoughts because it's a very journey process. So for me to get that support, get that message was a kind of a reiteration, or was that kind of a emphasis that I'm going to do it. And I'm telling you guys, thank you. Putting that faith in me, the trust in me to win. Because I am here representing not Menka Soni. I'm representing each one of us sitting in this room here, each one of us out on the streets, each one of us who are in this area and need their representative. Menka Soni is just a name, but it's a representation from each one of you who are there and looking for a right leader to step inside the Redmond City Council. When I picked up this position, for me it took me actually 14 years to decide. And the reason was I was so deeply working with the charity that I never thought that I am made for politics. In fact, my daughter was right sitting there. She said, "Mom, you're too good to be into politics." Because for politics, I heard you need a different kind of a person and an attitude and persona, and I must say, like, a different kind of a work to be into politics. But then when we started seeing that there is so much happening around, and through our charity organization, when I started seeing there is a case coming every other day, in fact on a daily basis, there are so many domestic violence victims, there are so many homeless, there are people those who are not able to get food and shelter, which is a basic need to survive. I felt something has to be done. And for me to decide to run for the politics is to deepen that impact. And I am going to do that. I'm going to do because it is the right thing to do. It is not just a need. It is a mandatory requirement, the basic need. So I felt at that moment that I have to be into politics. We need good people in politics. Those who are putting people before their name. Those who are putting the needs, the priorities before them. I just don't want to enter into politics for any name or fame. I have that enough, guys, and you all know that. I am entering into politics because I want to assure that there is roof, there is food, every woman is respected. Domestic violence is not at all acceptable. And not only talking as a woman, I'm talking as a human being. Because the cases that we have heard and we have handled through empowering, we realized this is not done. We talk about women empowerment, we have to do more. And that's the reason my slogan is also that I'm running to empower Redmond. Because there is a much more empowerment that's needed in Redmond City itself. And we are not going to stop there. And the reason why we are hosting our very first campaign in Bothell, because our work is across cities, across counties, across state, across nation. We have our footprints even in India. So we are going to empower every single life, but starting point that has already happened while empowering and is now going to be reinforced in the political position in public service to make a difference as a Redmond City Council. I'm not here to give a political speech because rather I want to make sure that I am here as your representative and my priorities that I want to highlight today is definitely to provide an affordable housing. Who else can understand the need of a house than us who are working through empowering under our MICA program, providing shelter to several homeless those who are on the street. And sometimes these are mothers in their 9th pregnancy living in their car in these conditions which are in Seattle. You all know like these conditions are conducive in Seattle. So we are going to work on an affordable housing, and I'll tell you, I'm a real estate agent. I wasn't able to get housing for several folks in Redmond instead. So let's talk about creating more affordable housing for people in Redmond. My second priority is the safety. As many of you know, there was always, there was a time when we started seeing a lot of targeted crime or burglaries at our neighborhood. And I kept hearing, and then just one day somebody actually made a note. Is anybody going to take their step to do something about this? I raised my hand. I had no clue what I'm going to do, but at least I raised my hand. I created a group. Within minutes, there were thousands of people, those who joined, and then other groups were created. And I think seeing the response itself at that moment, many organizations came forward. But it was the first step, first person to raise their hand. And I'm so glad that other people joined and took these things further, and there was an immediate reaction and support that came from political leaders, the support that came from our police, the support that started coming from, people those who were not noticing, they were giving us support. So, public safety. I have two daughters going to, one of them graduated, the second one is still in Redmond High School. When I hear there is a lockdown in Redmond High School, it gives me goosebumps. Listening to what is happening around the world, it gives me goosebumps. And that's where I felt the public safety is equally important. My third priority is about environment sustainability. And this is something I will also learn in this process, and I will be spreading word and awareness and making sure that everybody is paying attention, because whatever is happening with the global warming is real. So I'm going to definitely work on some of those priorities, and I must say that I'm very fortunate, because the moment I decided to be into this race, immediately I got support from so many political leaders and organizations, which honestly is like, it's one of the biggest endorsement for me is that there are people looking for the change. And I promise you, I want to bring that change, because for me, race is not just about election, it is a representation and it's a commitment, and I will do that with my full responsibility. Thank you. Thank you so much. And as Vinod said, again, learning few things in the process. I will need support also in terms of further fundraising, because all my campaign expenses have to be paid to that. And that also shows how much community support I have. So, I would request if you can donate even a small amount. There's no amount small or big, any amount is great. That will help me to continue in my process. Thank you.
I've known Menka for about 15 years or more, and I've seen her passionately working towards her non-profit organization, empowering. The way I see Menka, she's kind of blessed. She's so led. She connects very well to people. She's as much a people person as a visionary. So I find her, as you would have seen in all her speeches, she comes out as a very vulnerable person. She kind of speaks how afraid she is, trying to get into politics, and at the same time, she's thinking about the changes that she wants to bring. I feel that she kind of leads the change that she wants to see in the world. So in that sense, I feel that she comes from a place of passion, and she enjoys everything that she's been talking about, that she invests in, and that is something I believe has truly driven her, and that is the reason that I think when she started empowering, it was hard for us to see how far I think none of us in the friend group had ever seen anybody leading a non-profit organization, and the way she had it grow, she connected with volunteers, the kind of programs that she started, the MICA program, or like where she looks after people who've not had, who've been homeless, where she's been able to connect with the community to feed the need, or where she connects with the youth programs to kind of run some small summer programs summer programs, like I think she has a group of youth volunteers who would run summer programs for people who cannot afford say some kind of computer literacy or some kind of care for children. So those kind of youth visibility that she brings, how she's encouraging people to encouraging the youth in Indian community to think beyond themselves, to think how they can use their skills to impact, to bring a broader impact to the world at large. So all of these things, how she has been able to generate ideas and get all the support from friends and family through volunteers to be able to engage with those ideas and to bring those ideas into a reality. That is where I feel she's been able to, that is where she's been able to drive herself forward because she connects to people. At the same time, she has, I often hear Kavita calling it out that she's a factory of ideas. She just keeps saying, what next, what next? So whether it is small scale businesses, whether it is environmental sustainability, whether it is economic equity or more affordable housing, all of these issues are things that she has been thinking about. And I think as part of her non-profit organization, she's been working on these ideas beyond Redmond, across many states in America and in India. So I think in that sense, I feel that if she is able to get this position, she might be able to translate some of these ideas to connect better with the community in Redmond. So I would love for Menka to be elected. I would ask to support Menka and get her to a position where she can empower Redmond.
Welcome, Menka ji. Thank you for starting your campaign to Bothell, and thank you, Manoj, for hosting it here. It's been almost 8 years since we came to Seattle and we went to temple, and there we had more spiritual interaction, but that even it was so nice to find you such a good at heart, connected to not just people in God very deeply. And after that, we came to know about your empowering movement and so many great and wonderful volunteers working day and night. You leading them forward. And I think the same thing now we are going to see us going to this Redmond Council and then going to forward to Senate and other places. Really want you to, because I think the biggest thing I see is that you are one person, whatever condition you may be in yourself, that heart for people is always there. I've seen you in not feeling well, in sickness, still one call will come and you will run towards helping people. That is so nice to see. And secondly, the movement you have done during COVID time and helping so many hundreds of people, thousands of people, so many homeless people, that shows that you are there for the people and these are the kind of people we need in the council. I have seen many times you got stuck with the bureaucracy, things not going forward, and you being one of the part of bureaucracy can fast forward a lot of things. So best of luck, and we are there to support you and we really look forward to it.
Hi everyone, I think it's my privilege and honor to speak for Menka Ji. Yes, I call her Menka Ji. I met her after I was actually in one of the Naga shows, I remember, and little did I know, this is just the beginning. So yeah, soon after that, I think I stepped into pageantry for the first time. I didn't have that background, but Menka Ji inspired me. And that's the aura she has. She always helps each and everyone with that inspiration that you can do. So I think she's just real. She's just awesome and she's such a down to earth. I had the first hand experience when I was actually participating. The kind of vibes and the experience I had, I know this is just the beginning, and yes, I'm totally right. And soon after that, I think now Menka Ji is an extended family. So I think apart from that, with the kind of contribution she has done in terms of the non-profit that she has built, which we call Empowering, the Menka program, and she's helping actively the survivors of domestic violence, and Feed the Need program. So I think we just name it and we have a leader already. So I think this is something that we need. Like, we just need a person who is real and we can connect with that person. So I think truly I really want to support during this time where she is coming up for Redmond. And I think she's already doing it in the background. She's already done and she's proven it. We just need to now name tag that. So yeah, all the best, Menka Ji, and we are so proud.
My name is Kathy, and I have attended a couple of the events from Menka Soni. One of them was Dalia at the farmhouse up there in Snomesh. Yeah. So she has been my life coach for past, I think, 1 year. We have been talking around how is she working through all the events and other trajectories that she's working on. I really appreciate the platform you have created for women, either like giving the opportunities to work on something or to work for the society or for the pageantry. So yeah, and in my role as well, I try to advocate for women in the work, women in other parameters, have time for yourself, and give best to your family, just prioritize yourself, and that's what I'm learning from you. Like, prioritize yourself, prioritize the society. So I really appreciate it. So whatever position you go for, I think I just support you as a person, the person you are. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Kavita and I live in Mill Creek. I think enough people have spoken about what Menka Ji does. So just to give everything in a clean shot, we have her friends, family, but the campaign for the Redmond City Council has started from a city called Bothell. Next day, people from every Mill Creek are attending to support her. That shows what a person she is. If she was not doing enough, the area, the campaign would have been limited to Redmond. But she's already spread the wings. As Jody correctly mentioned, we just need to stamp it. So let's go for it. Hashtag Menka will win.
I'm Kavita David, one of the fortunate person who is getting called Menka Soni as the best friend, BFF maybe. Menka and I connected when I came to this country 15 years ago. She was one of the first person that I got to know, and I would say, as Kavita just said, she is giving wings to everyone. She just comes up with ideas, and like she is just in the middle of the night she would call, Kavita, can we do this? How about we just go to watch sunrise on Mount Rainier at middle of the night? Like, she's all crazy ideas. And right now, she gave opportunity not to me, for so many people, so many ladies, so many families to connect, communities to come together and do something different. She's a visionary and she has crazy ideas. She's a fierce leader. Currently, if you see, there are so many different challenges around and in Redmond City, majorly homelessness, affordable housing. And I would say one of the biggest challenges for newcomers, people who are coming new in the industry, tech industry, people don't get platform and places to connect with each other. Menka has built so many different platforms through pageantry, through holy festivals, through Diwali celebrations, through not Menka Fashion Week. So she's giving opportunities and platform to so many people to come together and make this place a better place every day. The way how I see here when Menka is winning, definitely we are stepping into the area where, yes, all the cities are coming together, but it is not like any specific Asian community or American community or Mexican. It's all of us one. Like, one Redmond is one of the one of the things that Menka supports, and we have done so many things. We have made so many sandwiches to support. We have all the youth supporting us. So I see lots of new challenges coming on our way, but new changes that Menka can bring, and her ideas to bring all of us together and make it a great platform that supports all the communities and make a good change in the area where we live. So join me and let's walk together with Menka. And as we are kicking off the event at Aroma, and Aroma never dies. It just changes its shape and it just spread across everywhere. Menka is one of that Aroma, and it is going to be everywhere. We are just starting with it.
Okay, I want to preface this saying that I know I'm kind of biased because I'm Menka's daughter. So ignore that fact before I talk to you. A lot of you have talked about the kind of person that my mom is, the kinds of things she's done, the people that she's brought together. But one thing I want to talk to you about is a little different. I want to talk to you all about political literacy. And what this means is that when you open your ballot or you receive your ballot, if you are receiving one, what it means to select a candidate. And the really important thing, all of you are, I'm assuming, immigrants or come from immigrants. And it's really important when we talk about representation. When you open that ballot, you are going to see one name, Menka Soni, who immigrated here herself, brought her family here, brought and built a community from the ground up, and since then has continued to do work at a grassroots level. And when we talk about people that come into this country and make meaningful impacts, she is one of them. And she represents all of you that once came from your homes, came here, built a community, built a life, and created a positive impact to those around you. So know that when you open that ballot and you see the name Menka Soni represents all of you and that initiative you once took to come here and make a positive impact on your communities. The next thing I want to talk about is a lot of people, or a lot of political candidates, have a lot of promises, right? We hear that quite often, especially in the White House. We have a lot of candidates that make a lot of these promises to the American people that they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And I think the biggest thing about my mom is she has already done those things. Everything that she stands for and that her candidacy stands for, she's already walked the walk and talked the talk. Everything that we talk about when it comes to community empowerment, through empowering, through uplifting houseless voices, through giving people, women, opportunities, careers, building connections, that's something she's already done. When she talks about opening affordable housing for Redmond, through the MICA program and empowering, she has already been doing that. We provide interim shelter to domestic violence victims, to families that are in need. She's always on the phone, which sometimes to me and my sister can be quite daunting, but I know that her time on her phone is on Expedia, on Uber, on hotels, trying to get people a safe place to live, safe food to eat, and a shelter where they can feel safe and feel at home. So all of these things that you'll see on the cards, on her website, things that she is doing as a political candidate, always remember that those things have been done already. And we have so much more to go. With your support, we are so excited that whatever we are doing will be increased tenfold. But just know that when you, again, see that name, you know that she's already done the work to be there in the first place. So thank you so much, and thank you for your support for my mom.
I'm Kapil, and I know Menka Soni as a person who has an incredible ability to connect with person of all age, all background. She can really be the person where you can open up, share, and feel confident that she will do something about it. The other thing I like about Menka is that when we are in the non-profit event, right? When we're planning for the event, we have no clue how we're going to pull this off. But she has that ability to drive everyone and say it will happen, and then the results that come out is awesome. So she does have that ability to see beyond one can see normally, and she believes in it, and it happens. So as a political leader, when she represents the community, even if she doesn't know how it will happen, she will do her best to find out ways to make it happen. And that's what I believe a leader should be, because all leaders don't know where they're going, but they make confidence and build confidence in the team that we are going to go there and we will see a new sunrise. That is the skill that Menka has. So I support you, Menka.
Thank you, Kapil. So honored, honestly, Kapil, for you to come forward and speak. Everybody, Kathy, Jyoti, Kavita, Priyanka, anybody who spoke at your time. Thank you. Thank you. What you were speaking here today is, it means a lot. It's just, somewhere even I'm a human and I need that encouragement. I'm giving an encouragement, an inspiration and an appreciation. There are moments when I also need that. So these words are very encouraging for me. And for me, every word, every trust I still, I'm telling you again and again. When you put that trust on me, I make sure that I stand for that trust and I live that trust. So thank you everyone, and once again, Manoj and Shri, I'm so humbled. I'm so honored to have you both open the doors, bring this community here together. So we can do a kind of kickoff. This kickoff is very special, and as Kavita said, it's very better and it's going to get forward. And I have some flowers for you as well, because we share the aroma.
So there's a QR codes on the table. So you can scan the QR code to go into the campaign. Or send it, check. There's an address to make us there. You can go to the website anywhere.
It is my absolute honor to introduce someone who exemplifies leadership and service. Senator Vandana Slatter, who is a fierce advocate for education, health equity, and women's leadership. So please join me in welcoming Vandana Slatter. And she is running for the position once again to be re-elected. So let's continue to support her.
Thank you so much. That's a beautiful introduction. I really appreciate it. And I would say let's not be too quiet. Don't you think? At this event? Right? Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. It's a wonderful, beautiful restaurant, actually. So excited that it's here. And it's in my district, so I'm very excited as well. And wonderful to see all of you here today on a Sunday at a time when our community is needing to have community and connection with everything that's happening right now. Menka asked me to give a brief introduction to her, and I think there will be several of us that will be doing that. And so I hope you don't mind if I just go on and do that. It's a true pleasure to be here and to stand in community with someone who knows what it means to serve and who understands that not just with her heart, but with her effort. I'm an immigrant, a mom, and a public servant. I'm someone who came to this country on a student visa and eventually served in my city council and the state legislature. I know how rare and powerful it is to see leaders who reflect our stories and who carry both the hope and responsibility of their communities with them. Menka Soni is one of those leaders. Many of you know her as a community leader, a nonprofit founder, a real estate professional, someone who's been doing the work, not for the credit, but because she truly cares. whether it's helping families in crisis through empowering, mentoring youth, organizing for women, or showing up for neighbors in need, Menka has always been someone who puts people first. I think I first met you many years ago, Menka, and you were somebody who was so humble but working so hard for everyone. And it was an honor to know you then. And that's what leadership really is. It's what leadership is today, I believe. It's not about knowing everything. It's about showing up, listening closely, and doing the hard work even when no one is watching. And in these times when so many feel unheard or left out, we need people like Menka in public life. Leaders who understand what it's like to build something from the ground up. Leaders who know how to work with others and who never lose sight of the people they serve. I think it's a testament to you that there's so many people here today that probably recognize that part of you. So today I invite you to be part of this campaign, because when we support leaders like Menka, we strengthen our communities, we strengthen our democracy. It works the way that it should. It's my honor to introduce someone else who will introduce you, but I just want to say that you bring heart, discipline, and deep purpose to this moment, Menka Soni. Thank you. I'm just going to pass it on to, I don't know who I pass it on to, Mayor Bernie or Menka? Okay. Menka! Senator Menka Dhingra. Wait, I have to say. The Deputy Majority Leader of the Senate, rock star, powerhouse, fighter for everyone, amazing mentor to me, and a partner in all good things. What do you think? Okay.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here and actually speak on why I'm endorsing Menka. You know, she used to always joke that people used to get our names confused because it's just the difference of an A. And so I've known Menka when our kids were in middle school. And, you know, I have lived in Redmond, the city of Redmond, for 29 years. I have lived here when there was no Redmond Town Center. I remember it being built. I remember our parks being built. Now we have light rail coming in. So when we think about ourselves, our families, the future generation, what do we vision? What do we want a city to look like? And that is what we have to think about when we elect new leaders. And to me, that is why I'm supporting her. Because we want to make sure Redmond is a place that is inclusive, that is built thoughtfully, that allows people to work and play where they live, and really be a community that everyone can afford to live in. And that is what I have seen the city of Redmond do over the last few years. And those things don't happen accidentally. They happen because we elect wonderful leaders who share those values. Values of making sure you're being inclusive, making sure you are taking a look at affordability. You're making sure that everyone, regardless of where they come from or how they identify, can call Redmond home. And so those are the things that are exciting for me, for Menka Soni. And I'll just say, she has been running an amazing campaign. And you know that just by taking a look at the number of electeds she has, the number of endorsements she has. And I know she's going to be out there knocking on doors because that's the only way to win a campaign. But unfortunately, it also takes money. And this is where I really want to stress that she can do everything she can, but she cannot do it alone. What she needs is each and every one of you to help her get there. And that is with donating. And I always say this, you can donate, and then you can donate a little bit more so it hurts a little bit. And you gotta make sure it hurts just a little bit. That's how you know you're doing everything you can. So everyone came in here with a number in mind. Consider either doubling it or increasing it, just so that it hurts a little bit. Because you know her legs will be killing her with all the knocking on doors that she will be doing. But we have to pay for the vision we see. We have to make sure we're showing up for the people who can deliver on that vision. And so I really want you to think about what this city looked like 29 years ago. You know, when I wanted to buy Indian groceries, I had to go to Crossroad, because that was the only Indian grocery store we had on the entire east side. And I know Akhtar knows about that because that's where it was. And now when you walk around, I can go to a Mexican grocery store, I can go to an Indian grocery store, I can go to PCC, I can go to Costco that sells everything I could ever need from everywhere around the world. That is an inclusive area. I can walk around our wonderful downtown park and we can celebrate the festivals and the cultures of all around the world. That is the Redmond we see, where we have excellent schools, we have excellent parks, we have excellent ways to ride your bike. And that is what she's going to deliver. So I'm so excited to be here supporting her. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Angela Burney, who is such a huge part of making sure we have the Redmond that we currently have. And just so you know, Angela and I were neighbors 29 years ago. So, and she's the reason why I'm here. So welcome, Angela Burney.
Hi, I'm Mayor Angela Burney, the City of Redmond. I'm in my second term, my 6th year of being that. I was on council prior to that. And I want to share a few things with you about Menka. When Menka came to me and said, I'm going to run for council, I want to talk to you about that, and I was like, oh good, finally, so great, yes. That was how quickly the conversation went. We talked a little bit about what it would take, but the reason I so quickly said thank you for being willing to do this, thank you for being willing to put your name on a ballot, thank you for being willing to do the work that it takes to get on our council, and it does take work and it does take money, so both of those things. I knew that she had the passion to do it. I have watched her over the years, not just support me in my campaign and others as well, really wanting not just Redmond, but our entire region to be something that can celebrate all of us. She also has put in the work to make sure that our community has what it needs. She has been part of our Arts and Culture Commission and really been an active member of ensuring that all of our community members are represented through the arts and through culture in our community. She's also been a part of the One Redmond Foundation Board, which does some of the same thing but gets a broader reach through the business community as well, ensuring that Redmond is a place that people want to come and visit and shop and do all those wonderful things here and be part of our community celebrations. But she really cares about people. I don't know, I think most of you know this, but maybe you don't. You know, during the pandemic, you know, I called myself a baby mayor. I was only 2 months in and a pandemic happened, and thankfully it's behind us now. But she was doing all this amazing work for communities, and the pandemic happened and so many people had to shift their priorities and what they needed to do and needed to take care of. And what Menka did was, instead of just thinking, well, I'm just not going to do a lot of my volunteer and community work that I do, she really started to take a look at what people needed. And she, through her Empowering Network, did some amazing support for community members, not just in Redmond, but worldwide, who needed support through the devastation that pandemic brought to everybody. She really put her heart and soul and organized people and did the work to ensure that everyone was taken care of. And we were really proud to give her a special award during the pandemic. I don't even remember what we called it, but it was just really showing what great passion can do when you turn it into action and make sure you're taking care of all of us in our community. So I know that she has the passion for this work. Being on our council, I will be absolutely thrilled to be there, to welcome her and to work with her. But it's going to take all of us. So not just money, but you know, when she starts knocking on doors, we need people to get out there and go with her. When you hear, when you're out in our community, meeting people and they say either, you know, whether you're in Redmond or around Redmond or wherever, and they say they're in Redmond and you say, oh, you know what? This amazing woman is running for city council, and here's why you need to support her and vote for her, and tell all of your friends that we need to support her. Because this kind of person who's willing to take their personal time and help all of us around us, all of the people, those are the kinds of individuals we need on our council to ensure that Redmond is a welcoming place for everyone now and into the future. So thank you, Menka, for being willing to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You need to go out there and make sure you win.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, especially one of Redmond's newest restaurants. What a beautiful restaurant. Let's give another round.
for the owners. This is incredible, and I can't wait to sit down and enjoy a full meal here soon. As the mayor said, I'm Vanessa Kritzer. I'm your current city council president here in the city of Redmond. I've been honored to serve on the city council for almost 6 years, and really, I think I'm so excited for Menka to be pursuing this opportunity, and hopefully by early next year to be welcoming her as one of my newest colleagues. Thank you for stepping up to lead, Menka. I've known Menka for many years, and I think, as the mayor mentioned, really been able to see so much of her impact in our community. Menka and I first actually connected over our passion for empowering and supporting women leaders, and really making sure that women of all ages, from our young women and teens, all the way up to women who are even in their older years, feel that they can see in themselves people who could sit at tables of power, who could organize together, who could support each other. And I've always just been so excited about the fact that Menka's doing that work in our community, and she connects with others who care about that. And for years, I've always wondered, when is she going to be the one to step in and take on that role as a formal leader within our city, an elected leader? And I'm just really excited for this opportunity right now. I will share that I'm really excited about where our city council has been and where we're going. As I think it was mentioned a couple of times, our city has been growing and changing. It's been growing and changing over the last couple decades. This last year, we just passed our plan for growth all the way through 2050, and looking at what our vision is for what we want our city to be. And that's a city that's inclusive, that's sustainable, and that's equitable. And I know that one of the reasons that Menka will be such an amazing city council member is that she shares those values. And it's going to take people on our council to not just come up with the vision, but actually to enact the policies that achieve that vision. And one of the best ways for us to be able to do that is to be able to make sure that every step that we take, as we think about whether it is, what's the next park and amenity that we need in our communities, or what are the ways that we can encourage people to get out of their cars and take our transit, or what are the ways in which we can make this community one where people of all incomes can actually live. The way that we do that is by being deep in community and engaged. And what I love about Menka is that that's been her whole life's work, has been being deep in community and doing that work, engaging. And I know that she's going to be someone who listens and then who acts based on what she's hearing and balancing those voices and really bringing a voice that we don't have on our council to that table. Menka, thank you so much for stepping up here. What I want to share with you all is, as was mentioned, in order for Menka to win, she does have an uphill battle. So while all of us in this room know how amazing she is, we do need to make sure that we're getting out there and talking with people about her. Most voters will get their ballots on July 18th. That's less than 1 month away. So that means that this upcoming month, and then the 2 weeks especially from July 18th to the day of the primary, those are when people are going to be casting their ballots. Most people, that's when they're going to be thinking about Menka. And so making sure that you're talking with anyone you know who's going to be casting a ballot in the city of Redmond, going out with her to knock those doors, and giving her the funding right now so that when those ballots arrive, she can send mail and some other information about who she is and get her message out, is going to be really critical. That's why we have to do this right now, and we don't have a moment to waste. So I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank Menka for being such a wonderful member of our community for so long and now stepping up. And let's all do a cheer for Menka. And with that, I will hand it over to Snohomish County Council member Megan Dunn.
Yes, I just crossed the border from Snohomish into King County. That's what this means to me. Happy to be here. So my name is Megan. I'm on the Snohomish County Council. I represent Everett, Mukilteo, and Tulalip, but I'm happy to be here today in King County. We do, county councils do regional work. So we do a lot of regional planning. The comprehensive plan that the city just passed gets passed through our Puget Sound Regional Council, which I'm a member of the Growth Management Board. We do a lot of regional work with King County on our sound transit, putting in light rail. So there's a lot of coordination that happens in a regional way, and counties are part of that. We also pass our own comprehensive plan and make decisions like that. But I have a similar background to Menka, so I worked for nonprofits primarily, worked almost entirely for environmental nonprofits before getting elected, same in 2019, and then COVID hit, so we're all in our 6th year, got reelected. It is possible. Our optimism didn't go away with COVID, but it's possible, so you can't be what you can't see, right? So I'm here to tell you, you can go from nonprofit work and community work and being elected. Some people would call me an advocate or an activist, and that sounds like a bad word, but it just means you advocate for your community. And the most important thing is what you're already doing. So you are already in community. I'm sure you're already getting stopped at the grocery store and people are talking to you about issues. And that's how you know you're gonna win. If it's like, Menka, I have a pothole in front of my yard, or I wanna know what's happening with traffic, or we heard about this new development going in, what's happening there. So you know that you can represent your community because you are already doing that work, and it shows with all the people here today, which is so important. So when I think about you, I think about community, I also think about empowering, and that's how we met from the work for Ravishing Women and your work with Empowering. I love that your slogan is Empowering Redmond, because empowered women empower others, and you've always done that work to really reach behind you and help others. And I think about all the people that you've helped, and now it's absolutely our chance to give back and to help you, because that is a hard transition to go from advocating for others and community to now you have to talk about yourself. Because it's not easy for people like us who are used to advocating for community to then say, I'm the right person for this job. I want to do this. We know you're the right person, and we're so glad that you stepped up. And now it's absolutely our chance to finally give back to you after everything you've done for your community and everyone else and everyone in the room. So I'm honored to give my time and my treasure. Absolutely, time has been mentioned, either doorbelling or sharing things on social media. Everyone you talk to wearing your t-shirts, somebody says, who's that? You tell them all about Menka's background, but it's absolutely my honor, and I know everyone else feels the same, because we want to invest in you. We want to give you our time and our treasure, and you just have to ask for it, which is hard to do, but that's why we're all asking for you on your behalf. So very excited to be here. I will absolutely cross the county border for Menka, and just really glad that everyone sees what you see and what we see. So congratulations, and thank you for stepping up.
Thank you, everyone. First of all, spending your Sunday afternoon to be here, supporting me, cheering for me, and all lovely words that you spoke. I'm deeply and very humbly thankful to all our special guests, those who are here coming forward. You all have been a mentor to me in various aspects, and I look upon at you when it comes to thinking about how an empowered woman should be. So thank you so much for being here. I have to start my speech with the gratitude. And it's funny because usually I always speak from my heart. I have never written down my speech. And this time, my team said you should write it down. But universe has its own plan, wanted me to speak from heart because the printout does not come out well. And with me already at the age of 50, I can't read it, even with my glasses. So I will just talk how I feel and what I do. And before I do that, there was a big reminder. So we started this as a campaign kickoff weekend, and we had our first campaign, which was at Bothell yesterday, thanks to Manoj and Aroma restaurant. And many people showed up. I was like, there are people from Everett, there are people from Mill Creek, there are people from Bothell, Redmond, Bellevue, Sammamish, you name it. And even today, I see this room full of people, those who have traveled so far. And even we have a former mayor of Port Angeles, Sherry Keat, who came all the way from Port Angeles to support. So this this truly shows the impact that I must have created in all these years that has made you feel that impulse to show up today. And it wasn't an easy journey for me in all these years. As my daughter, Astha Soni here, she spoke for me yesterday, and she actually reminded me that I moved here as an immigrant with her and my husband Ashish Soni and 4 or 5 suitcases that were hard to fit in one taxi. We all moved here as an immigrant to start our life, and we worked everything at the grassroots level to where we are today. We built a community together. We built friends together. We built family together. We built, in fact, neighbors together, because when we are interacting in your neighborhood, you are building another community out there. And I'm so fortunate that empowering, which happened to me, in fact, I am very thankful for empowering, and every single person who's connected with empowering who's here and not even outside, that this is one organization that has given me the right purpose of my life, serving and living for others. I feel truly blessed that universe thought so good about me that it blessed me having an empowering and gave me a reason to work for people, work with people, and most importantly, help people, those who truly need voices. We feed 2,500 homeless every week. And even while running the campaign, I'm still making peanut butter jelly sandwiches at our home. I'm still cooking at a massive scale for people so that I can provide at least food, which is a basic minimum need. We have worked with people, those who are suffering for not having a roof on their shelter. I get a call in the middle of the night that there is a pregnant woman, 9 months pregnant, living in a car with a young child and needs a shelter right away. And trust me, I don't even care if it's a midnight. All I will be doing it, making phone calls to ensure that she is having a safe place to go. So I don't see her staying in the car in that situation. So for me, it is very hard for me to stop myself, because if there is an ask and if there is a need, I will jump on. I don't even think twice before doing that work. In fact, my husband asked me once, you never say no to people. How many people are you going to support by just saying, yes, I can and I will? I told him, if somebody is coming to me or to empowering, it's like, it's supposed to come. If somebody is coming and I'm saying no to that person, then it is not right on my part. I may not be able to do everything on my own, but if I'm able to make a connection for that person to go to the next step, I have done my job. So if somebody is coming to me, there is a reason why he's coming. So saying no is not in my dictionary. For me to take this decision to run for Redmond City Council has not just happened overnight. 14 solid years, everybody asked me, you need to run every single meeting, every single occasion. I'm meeting people, it's like people taking me on the side trying to convince me, you should run, you should run. And I would always say, I don't know if I want to be in the political race because I want to serve people more. But what made me rethink and do this and take this step now is because I feel we really need to take bigger steps and make a deeper impact. And if I am joining with these true leaders, along with them, I think I can make that impact much more deeper, help many more families, those who are still not able to reach out to us and need our help. So together we can build a better world. That's what I always think and I always want to work for. Not even a single day I have thought where we cannot help others. So helping others, serving others, helping communities, building communities together. These are my keywords that I can even dream every single night that I sleep on my bed. And every single day when I woke up, I know that I have a purpose in my life. And my bigger purpose is to make people have a roof on their head, have a food on their table. and make sure that they are heard. There are voices that are still not heard. I want to make sure that these voices are heard. So that is about me, and for me, if I'm joining Redmond City Council, which I am, there is no doubt about that. I'm very certain. I am making a promise today, because when there are people, those who are stepping up for me, I will make sure that I win this race for you.
Let's go, Menka!
And my bigger work, that will be, in fact, I'm already doing all these work. For me, it will not be something new, but it will be for me to find out, okay, how far we can go. Because so far, if I'm going alone, I can reach only to a certain level. But if I go together with all these big leaders, hands on hand, I will go really far. And together, as my slogan says, we are going to empower Redmond more and more effectively. My priorities would definitely be on the affordable housing, because I know how painful it is to not have a roof. I deal with so many homeless neighbors. I deal with so many low-income communities. And honestly, as a real estate agent myself, I have failed in getting an affordable housing several times. So I know how important it is. And I'm so happy that this is already in our Redmond Comprehensive Plan. We are already working on this, and I'm just going to join your force to do it together. As a mother, I know how important it is to have that safety. And I want to definitely going to work for the public safety. And you know, when there was a need, I would always raise my hand first to say, okay, you know what, let me see what can be done. So definitely public safety is one of my another priority that I really want to work. And when it comes to public safety, I want to highlight mental health. My daughter is a big advocate for mental health. I have learned a lot from her. And at the same time, I have dealt with cases where mental health was a big issue, and that made that person be homeless for 4 years, and nobody could understand what was the root cause. So going to the root causes and trying to understand how these things can be fixed needs an empathy. And I bring that empathy, I bring that compassion, I bring that determination to make sure that this is happening. Environment sustainability. I have been witness of some of the projects that kicked off at Redmond. Redmond Senior Center is one of the biggest examples where it also received an award. So these things have been already happening in Redmond, and we are going to work more on this because, as I said, global warming is not a new phrase, and until and unless we care for our environment, we care for how we can provide a more greener canopy in our Redmond city, it's not going to happen. So I'll be part of those initiatives. There will be several more priorities, there will be several more work that I will be doing it, and I definitely cannot cover each and everything that I'm going to work on. But one thing I'll say, if I'm promising anything, my credibility is that I have delivered. How I deliver, maybe even I may not know exactly clear, but as a leader, I know that I'm going to do it because I cannot hold myself back. That is my strength, and that is also my weakness. So if I'm there, I'll stand up. And thank you. Thank you so much for joining today. It's really, really good to have everybody out here supporting me. Your faces, your support, it's just so encouraging. I feel very, very inspired, very encouraged.
Hello everyone. If you want a city council member who delivered a real long-term impact with integrity and inclusive vision, vote for Menka for the position number 6 on August 5th, Redmond, and Isabel Long and leadership that acts. Go for Menka, yay!
Menka Soni for Redmond City Council, position number 6. Please vote for her in August 5th. She brings a leadership and deep community root to the Redmond. She is committed to affordable housing, small business, and growth for all the building and inclusive and thriving for the city. If you want a city council member who delivers long-term impact with integrity and inclusive vision, please vote for Menka Soni.
Join me and support Menka Soni for Redmond City Council position number 6. Menka is one of the leaders with great vision who is connecting all the communities and believing in one Redmond together. We are communities and we bring all the communities with us. Go Menka, go!